meiner drei.
Whether you strike, whether you post angry stuff on Facebook and other social media platforms, you send WhatsApp voice notes, then they go viral. The truth is, the e-hailing system and the platforms, in particular Uber, Bolt, is slowly ejecting operators one by one. And this is not the battle you're going to win on your own. It is the battle that requires all of us together. Every time when you strike, you are not hurting Uber or Bolt, but you are hurting the commuter, the passenger, the only person that you have. Welcome to an e-hailing episode of Transit Ringas. My name is Isaack Lesole, and today we'll be talking and delving quite deep into the e-hailing system, looking at all the problems that are enveloping the sector, looking at all the misconceptions that has to do with how the industry is being operated as we speak. So in this episode, we're hoping that the operators and the drivers will learn something and maybe change the strategy on how they deal with the how they raise their issues with the industry, and especially the owners of these platforms. So today, that's the episode, and hoping that at the end of it all, we can build some kind of a relationship where we can maybe help you. We can help each other, in fact, to raise these issues, because as we speak now, everyone is seeing that you guys are slowly going down. So yes, let's have a conversation. So like I said, in this episode, it will be you. So I'm going to start with something that all of you as the operators and drivers know. There's a slow collapse of the industry or the platform. Or let's put it completely different. The industry and the platform remain solid, but it is slowly ejecting some of you. It's a fact. You know that maintaining your vehicle has become more difficult. Paying insurance on that vehicle has become, in fact, even taking your car for a valet has become a bit difficult. Your cars are now becoming dirty all the time. But let's understand why. The reason why you find yourself in this situation, it is because the platforms have become very irregular and rather erratic on how they charge you. They've moved away from the normal fee, whether it's a 25% or a 30%, they've moved away from that position. You are now left with a situation where you now wake up every morning and all you need to do is to survive. So the business that used to be what all of us, aspirational, if you like, all of us, when you're an Uber driver, it used to be such a classy thing. When you're a passenger and you use Uber, it looked like it's a classy thing. But you are slowly becoming the taxi industry, similar to the taxi industry, just a little more expensive. You know why? Because where we're sitting here today, you work long hours, you're making no money. So we are no longer, drivers don't go out there and try to make profit. You wake up to try and just break even. Maintaining your family, maintaining the vehicle, its cost, petrol, maintenance, installments, all of this together, plus you having to live out of that same money, is becoming practically impossible. So we have a problem. So I want you to sit back and understand why. Maybe I must also tell you that some of your vehicles, you now know that you will not be able to pass the next roadworthy test. You know that. Some of you are already having sleepless nights because you know that the new relationship between Uber and Dekra, I'm just making Uber an example here, but I'm talking all the e-hailing platforms. Some of you are not going to win this. Your vehicle will not return. And you have not stopped or paid the vehicle off. So there are two things that you're left with. It's either you're going to have to return the car to the financier, or you're going to have to downgrade to Iskandar. If you can be with Uber, you gotta have to be somewhere else. So the standard of the vehicles has become very, very low. So in this segment, we are actually saying you are not going to survive on your own. You don't even have a mechanism as an industry to deal with this problem. Because you are self-focused, you are only working with yourselves, but you are also misleading each other. You think that by striking, you are causing an impact. Can I break it to you today? That every time when you go on strike, it is not a strike against Uber, it's a strike against us, your passengers. Uber still gets its money because all they will do is to surge the prices. But when the prices are surged, they become also attractive to you guys. And then you start lying to each other. You start stealing passengers, putting them on the front seats. They must look like your sister, your brother, because you know that the industry has become sexy on that particular day. So you are defeating your own purpose because all of you must survive. This means that a strike is no longer going to be a solution. It's a fact. And we're going to have to look at what other options are there. And that's why for us, it's an important thing for you to start again. Now I want to deal with segment 2. Safety is the new currency for passengers. Guys, the horror stories that we have heard about you. Vulnerable groups are suffering in your hands. You know this truth and you are not doing anything about it. Some of you are using this platform to do a whole lot of wrong things and you know about it and you're protecting each other. We're going to come up with solutions. We are Transit Ringas. The difference between us and all others is that we're a public transport show. We specialize in public transport because we analyze the data in the space. What we do different from all other podcasts is that we don't just talk about things. We take data, we analyze, we check what are the reasons why certain things happen. And we don't do that by ourselves. We have partnered with various universities, experts who are helping us to get this data and really understand so that we can use this data to help you. But before we help you, we are going to have a relationship where we know that passengers are going to be protected. That we're going to sign publicly a declaration where all you guys as drivers are going to have to make a commitment so that we can then take your issues for them to be heard, one, by the banks, two, by the authorities in the country from a scientific point of view, not noise. So we're going to help you. But the condition is you are going to take care of the passengers. You are going to make sure that that vehicle is clean. You are also going to make sure that you yourself are cleaning up. Your standard is also degrading. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Some of you are no longer clean as you're supposed to be. What's going on? Let's find out what's going on. So we want to build a relationship with you, but the condition of this relationship is safety to the passengers. Transit Ringas is only only reason we exist is to make sure that the passenger experience is improved. And if we can improve passenger experience with you, where else can we go to? The industry is slowly collapsing. It is no longer what it used to be. But we want to help. But you also know that one of your problems is that you are very fragmented, and which is why I want to talk about fragmentation of the industry. You're not organized. You only organize yourselves on the day when you lie to each other, you think you're striking, and then you meet somewhere and other cars vanish on the same day because they are picking up drivers, passengers somewhere, while some of you are striking. So we're sitting with a problem here that every province has got its own method of dealing with things. The leaders don't even talk to each other. Drivers have got a WhatsApp group here, the others are not on the WhatsApp group. It's a very lonely space. I'm not going to ask you to form a union. No, that's not what we hear about. We can help you the way you are. But every province would have to sort of organize itself so that when we talk about solutions, we can talk about solutions that affect at least a province and eventually talk about the nation or the country as a whole. Your problems are becoming many every day. Just now, the Western Cape government has stopped issuing permits. They are saying there's an oversupply of vehicles. There must be, there will probably be a point there. But there's an oversupply of korokoro, scrap. There's an oversupply. But here's something that we need to look at. What percentage of South Africans are in that space? Because you'd find that, particularly in the Western Cape, and I know that situation in KZN would be prevalent in both KZN, Gauteng, and Western Cape, that Uber, Bolt, Uber Eats, Take a Lot, Missed Delivery, all of these are huge money spinners. But majority of the people that are working in this industry are foreign nationals. And I have no issue with anybody who is legal in the country. No issue. But some of these guys are illegal in the country. They have obtained these licenses illegally, including the professional driving permits. So the PDPs are fraudulently obtained. So the Western Cape government has closed the space and saying that we are no more issuing additional operating licenses. Fair. But what percentage of the people that are on your system are South Africans? Can we look at that? And these are the things that we're going to ask. Not as an attempt to try and get anybody out, but to say, aren't these supposed to be opportunities that are created for South Africans? As a start, not exclusively, excuse me, not exclusively, but these opportunities are supposed to be created for South Africans, and therefore they need to solve the problem of unemployment in our country. So we're going to ask this question to the Western Cape government so that when you close people out, you know that you've not closed the rightful owners of this opportunity, because it is an economic opportunity. You have lost as an industry, the e-hailing industry in South Africa, and I don't know, I can safely say around the globe, except in other parts of Europe, I want to think, that you are independent contractors when it comes to Uber. That's all you are. You're not employees, and therefore you're not entitled to any other benefit. You're on your own. And this fragmentation of you as the operators or drivers does not help your cause. We need to work on that. We would want to help you. We would like to analyze what this data is. We would want to go to the banks and say that, can there be a moratorium? Because some of you are going to lose your vehicles, or you're going to be in debt because the vehicle is going to be repoed because you will not be able to pay for it. So you and the vehicle, you are not able to survive in the same crawl. So something needs to be done with this situation. So here's the question. How can we help you? I know that there has been attempts to go take this matter to court. There's been a class action in Europe against Uber. Guys, wait a minute. Wait. And Uber is not sharing the data with government for government to see. So that when government is developing policy, the government can see how it hurts you as a driver, as an operator or a vehicle owner. Because their data is proprietary. They're keeping that data to themselves. We would want to talk to you about how do we get access to that data and how can we use that data to help you. We have the resources, we have the know-how, we have the experts that can be able to. This matter is not the matter that you run to court about, no, you are an independent contractor, and once they start because they look at your own behavior, once they start seeing you're not logging in, or there are problems with you and being on the platform, they will silently remove you. Plus, they're not even talking to you. You will send an email to them, you will get a response from a robot 3-4 days later. You're in trouble. It's a very sad environment within which you guys are working. But the question is, what are the costs of your silence? Because you have become complacent. Because you have seen that the strikes are not giving anything. You have had a delegation that speaks to government, and you got nothing in return. Nothing. So you have decided that you are going to just focus on yourself and just do the work every day, further fragmenting the voice of the drivers and the operators. You can't be outside the fold. You can't operate on your own. You can't decide that you are just going to mind your business. There are things that we can do. This is a challenge. Would want your delegation, whichever province where you in, your delegation, make contact with us. Because we will tell you what is it that we can do and what we have. We will prove to you what we have. We'll take you into our environment for you to come and see what we have, and then decide what you want to do. So as we are about to close this, we have now officially established that strikes, angry posts, voice notes are not making a difference. I know for a fact that you're not fighting against passengers, but the impact of your actions are affecting us. Number two, you have kept amongst yourselves, you know there are those that are responsible for horrendous stories. Rapes, thefts, robbery. You've kept these things, and you know that passengers, especially ladies at night when they come from clubs, fall victim because of your actions. You know that when they're a bit tipsy, some of you as drivers have taken advantage of them. You know these things. Can we agree that these things are going to stop? Can we come together and agree that for the sake of the passengers, we are going to join hands and make this better? Number three, you need each other, and you need access to experts who can help you solve some of these problems. And we're not promising that we will solve all your problems. But you need a team that's constantly looking at solutions on your behalf, because you can't afford to be on the streets another day. As you speak now, you are on the day minimum 8 or 10 hours, but you are still not making enough money. So you can't afford to lose 5 hours or 6 hours in a day, let alone a full day or two. Because I can promise you that on that specific month, you're not going to meet your targets, and you're going to have to sacrifice something, either yourself or the vehicle or maintenance or something to that effect. It is time that you rethink the way you have been doing things. There is something that can be done. Stop this mentality of minding your business. It is becoming very costly. Stop running to policymakers, because it's not going to help you without the necessary data, without the necessary information that you would need to place in front of these policymakers. As Transit Ringers, we would like to invite you. We've got something that we can give to you. We can help you. We can partner with you to try and save some of you. Because the fact that you are not talking, tomorrow another driver, you're not going to see another vehicle. Next week, another one. Slowly the vehicles and drivers and friends are diminishing and getting out of the industry, off the platform, because of how the platform is structured. We can help. We can help you with policymakers. We can help you with the banks. We can help you even with the courts. We can help you. But don't be on your own. You're so complacent at the moment, and some of you have already lost hope. Don't. There's still hope. But keep that vehicle clean. Keep it maintained so that we can help you fight this battle. Until we meet again, my name is Isaack Lesole. This is Transit Ringas. This is your lead podcast on all public transport issues. Follow us on all our socials, because your information, your story will be heard through this platform. Till we meet again. Peace.
Yo, en het rijm.